Alright, aloha. Welcome back to my channel. It's Dave. I want to play for you what Tulsi Gabbard had to say to Donald Trump and to the rest of us about what he's currently doing at the border.
President Trump just said that he might close the border, even though it'll be damaging to our economy, claiming that, quote, safety and security is more important to me than trade, end of quote. Really? Selling hundreds of billions in arms and advanced nuclear technology to the Saudis.
Wow, that's good right there, how she just transitioned right into what we're doing with the Saudis and what they're doing with those weapons. But let me keep playing it.
The world's biggest spreader and propagator of this terrorist, radical jihadist ideology, selling F-35 fighter jets to Turkey, etc. These examples expose the lie. Trump's closing the border isn't because he cares more about security than trade, as he falsely claims, but rather it's because he wants to prove to his base of supporters that he is tough on immigration. But all he cares about is his political interests. And if that means sacrificing the well-being of our country, then that's the price he's willing to pay. Now, a true leader is willing to make personal sacrifice for the well-being of our country.
All right, so the brilliance of this video is the fact that, number one, nobody is talking about her transitional statement about what the Saudi Arabian government is up to. Nobody in the media other than RT America, which has been on this for quite some time. And the fact that we're talking about, by the way, I have friends, obviously, on the right side of the political spectrum, because that's where I'm from. I'm from the right, and I'm here to help you, who are hell-bent on this issue. But they're going to hear that Trump is closing the border, and they're going to go, yay! And I'm like, well, wait a minute. This isn't the southern unprotected border, okay? You can't just close that because it's unprotected and he's trying to build a wall and so forth. And there's a whole bunch of area that's really non-protected, okay? Now, these are the ports of entry, okay? So say you're an American citizen and you leave. You can't come back through that port of entry if he closes it down. This is about commerce. It's about business. You know, it's about what consumers will pay for products and so forth. So we're having like a self-imposed trade sanction on ourselves. That's what this is. We're about to sanction ourselves. And keep in mind, much of this is due to the fact that the United States continues to throw down sanctions on South American countries. And everybody's wondering, why do these people want to come to the United States? Well, it's because where they live, things have gotten miserable, and they're getting more miserable because the United States... I mean, do we want to just own both the North and South American continents? I mean, it sounds like we're making a pitch for, hey, can we just take over these countries or at least install people that we like? And so forth, and until you agree with us, we're going to continue to do sanctions. I mean, the sanctions are driving these people north, and that's what nobody is reporting in the media, that this problem would probably go away if we treated the people in these countries a little better and lifted the sanctions and let them do business and commerce. And in addition to it, now we're going to put sanctions. We literally are trying to put a sanction on ourselves. Think of how nuts that is. As much as, hey, I want a secure border, most progressives, I think, want a secure border. Maybe they don't want some of the language and some of the things that have been associated with this debate, but I think most people would, agree that we need some system to check immigrants and to do, it's like background checks on guns. Most sane people are for those things, but the way it's been used, again, to divide the country, it's gone off the rails now. And what I think Trump is doing is, after this whole media debacle with Russiagate, he doesn't care anymore. He's just gonna shoot from the hip, double down more, and he's just gonna try to make Ann Coulter happy at this point, because Ann was starting to get a little upset with Donald, and now maybe she won't be as upset after this. But it's, shutting commerce down is not really the answer to this problem, and it's the points of entry. It's not like you can shut down the border where there's no border fence to begin with. I understand if he's trying to make a point, say, hey, that's why we need a border fence. This ain't the way to do it. This is not the argument to make.
President Trump is willing to sacrifice the well-being of our country for his own selfish interests.
And that's the end of the video. That's Tulsi Gabbard. She put that up. It's about 1 minute and 16 seconds long. It's only got 883 views on it. It's just incredible how the media doesn't cover her. You think this statement would be, a presidential candidate makes a statement like this, and you think maybe one of the major channels might pick it up, but they don't. Look, again, my center-right instincts are like, yeah, we need security, our country, we need a secure border and so forth. Okay, but now we've kind of got into la-la land now with shutting the ports of entry, shutting that down. So some people on the right are like, yeah, good, let's do it, man, that's good. And I'm just like, wait a minute, this isn't what you think. By the way, you're not going to keep out illegal immigrants at the ports of entry. They don't go through the ports of entry. Oh, man. This is nuts, people. And this is nuts. This is why we need leadership. Tulsi Gabbard is a leader. She sees the whole thing. She's looking at it and saying, this is crazy. You're doing this out of a political motivation. And by the way, the political motivation you're doing it on, who is advising him on this? This is just, if anybody does commerce with Mexico or whoever across the border, it's going to be, you're going to kill their livelihood. So what are those people going to do? They're all going to go, hail Donald, please Donald, open up commerce again. And what are those people going to do? Are they going to be able to lobby their congressmen to agree at that very moment to instantaneously put up a border wall? Because that's not going to happen. And it's not going to de-incentivize the countries that are, quote-unquote, sending these people here, because the countries aren't doing it. The people are leaving because they know that their country is only going to get worse because there are sanctions. And the sanctions are hurting the economy of those countries. And again, nothing is being reported in the media about this, like zero. Left-right paradigm, it's over, people. We need some kind of common sense where people wake up and they stop with the tribalism. They stop with the knee-jerk reactions on everything and say, good, maybe he's going to make his point now and then people will listen to him. Okay, like who? Who's going to listen to him? Somebody is like bringing commerce on from one side to the other? I mean, all of our, a ton of our produce comes from south of the border. A ton of it. So people aren't supposed to eat now, or the prices are going to, skyrocketing prices. Well, this head of lettuce that now costs, $8. Yeah, let's just, listen to the president now that we have to pay $8 for a head of lettuce because sanctions have been imposed on ourselves. The United States is putting a sanction on itself. All right, that was a bit of a rant. I wasn't prepared to get that, hyped up about this, but this is hard to fathom, all right? Hard to fathom. That's why we need Tulsi. Vote Tulsi. Support Tulsi. Get her into those debates, please. Donate $1. Tulsi2020.com. That's all you got to do, $1. If you haven't donated before, please send $1. Even if you're a Bernie fan, I know the Bernie donations are just coming in like crazy, and he's definitely on his way to be maybe the front runner, because with no Joe Biden, it's got to be Bernie, because unless they manufacture some more polls and some more results, and I'll be checking in on that eventually. Please support Tulsi Gabbard. We need her voice. She's a voice of reason in this insanity. All right, see you soon.